Oh man, how is it going, everybody? How do we sound out there? I want to make sure we're good. I see you. I asked what time it is, and I see 2:06 and 1:06. But it is Heim time. It is Heim time this week, just like it's Heim time just about every week. Corey Heim, the winner today in the 2025 Sober or Slammer 200. I had to make sure it was 200, 205, 250. I don't know. It's Heim time, y'all. I don't think any of us are surprised that Corey Heim goes out and just, has luck, has one of the best cars. You name it, it's all going for Heim. 8th win of the year, one away from, I believe they said, Greg Biffle's record. It's amazing to watch. It's borderline, I won't say unprecedented. I don't think that's the right word. But looking at the wins list, if I could find it on my phone, I have so many damn notes. Where is he now is the fun question. And I know it's like probably boring. Look at me scroll, but I always want to see, where is he in wins now? That would be now solely in possession of 7th all time at 19. He's 3 away from Todd Bodine. I think he can hit that by the end of the year. I know there's only like 6 races left or whatever. I totally think he hits that by the end of the season. In the chat, Y for yes, N for no. Does Corey Heim catch Todd Bodine in wins? Does he get 3 or more wins by the end of the season? I think that's the real question with it. We'll go through the finishing order in a moment. There's plenty with it. And everyone's saying yes. Yeah, I think he gets past him at this rate. I mean, this team is on a roll. They are firing on all cylinders. I don't see how they, hit a slump at the end here. It could happen. Totally could. And I'll look at the super chats in a moment. I appreciate it. The only one that I think could consistently go against him was the one that we saw today. And that is Lane Riggs. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's go through the finishing order of this race. The full order is here. Corey Heim wins with a 65 lap led day. He also wins by just about 3/4 of a second. Yeah. 0.766 seconds over Daniel Hemrick. After that, we have Grant Enfinger. Then Majeski and Bain, top 5. Trevor Bain with a very solid top 5 run today. I think everyone liked that. I saw y'all in the chat talking about him before the race. I saw people during the race, before the race, after the race, all of it. I'm pretty sure everybody's happy with a Trevor Bain top 5. Then Gray Ankrum in 6th and 7th. And how about this? Timmy Hill gets a top 10, 8th place finish in the 56 truck. A great step for a team that is lower funded, very small, family owned from what they're saying. You love to see it. I don't know what people are more happy about, Timmy getting a top 10 or Trevor getting a top 5. Either way, a very, very popular top 10 when it comes to a lot of kind of underdogs or drivers coming back or good storylines. Like I said, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see those kind of runs in these races. Day comes home 9th, another solid run. He's starting to piece stuff together this year. Top 10 run for him. Then Garcia in 10th, Rhodes, Caruth, Mosak, Wood, and Parsons, the top 15. Perez, then Lane Riggs. Listen, Lane Riggs at the worst should have finished 2nd today. One of the best out there, led the most laps, led 71 on the day to Heim's 65. The only other one other than them that led laps is his teammate, Chandler Smith, who led 10 laps. We'll talk about him in a bit. Honeycutt, Sutton, and LaJoy, the top 20. LaJoy a lap down in 20th. Then Crafton, 1 down in 21st. Ruggiero, 1 down in 22nd. Boyd, 2 down in 23rd. Tony Breidinger, another race finishing 24th. 4 laps down, not 2 laps down, 4 laps down, 7 laps down in 25th for Bailey Curry, 15 down for Maggio in 26th in place of an injured Frankie Muniz. And last on track was Bird in the 27th spot. After that, everybody else is out. Costner in 28th, Mills 29, Chandler Smith, who I think could have competed for this race, comes home with a 30th place finish. Malozzi comes home 31st, and Clayton Green, last place finish. Let me know if I got some names wrong. We're going to do something different for a bit. I kind of got, I think, approval for it from y'all when I was talking about it in the chat before. We'll have a colored theme finishing tickers. So red for trucks. How about that? I don't think Fox has shown the points, so we can't really look into that just yet. But Corey Heim advancing on with a win. And I talked him up a bunch, so I'm not going to like beat it into the ground here, but you gotta, in my opinion, you just gotta appreciate how damn good he is. 8 wins, and this is what? There's 25 races. This is like 8 wins in 18 races. Like, that is nuts, man. That is insanely good and fast. And say what you want about luck versus speed versus strategy races versus whatever. You don't luck into 8 wins. You don't just out strategize everyone into 8 wins that you don't deserve. And the craziest part is I think he could probably have about 12 by now. I mean, this is, like Noah Coleman in the chat says here, and trucks and TV would be ideal. I agree. But that's ARCA numbers. It is. That's the numbers you see a Joe Gibbs Racing driver and ARCA get. Those are Thunder 04 career mode numbers when you've bought up all the different stuff for your shop. I get it. People are going to be like, oh, stop glazing him. But how can you not? How can you not? I'm fully admitting I am. How can you not when he is just head and shoulders above everyone? The only people that are consistently as fast as him are Lane Riggs, every now and then, but not consistently, Majeski. And then when Cup drivers come down, they can race him. That to me, like, that's somebody who should be moving up. And it's a shame that he doesn't have as many opportunities to do so. This race, though, Lane Riggs started on pole, and I want to talk about the front row duo, especially after, and I know y'all are probably going to want to talk about what we talked about in our video 2 days ago with the lawsuit news and the texts and emails coming out and all that. But a good start to the weekend for front row after all of the turmoil, tornado, everything surrounding at this point. Yeah, I'd agree. Nearly 50% win percentage is worthy of glazing. Totally. But the front row trucks today showed up with real speed, with consistent and good speed. Lane Riggs starts on the pole. Smith goes by him, and it looked like he had the faster of the 2 trucks. And I would argue, I think that Heim drove better in this race, but I think Lane Riggs had the faster truck between the 34 and the 11. I think the 38 was faster, but within 10 laps, the 38's in the wall, tons of damage, out of the race, 30th place finish right at the start, and putting him behind the 8 ball very early on. And it's a truck playoffs, putting him behind the 8 ball right off the bat. I think if he is able to keep it in the wall, doesn't make any mistake, doesn't have flat, doesn't have any of the damage, is able to just run a clean, consistent race, I think the 38, I would argue the 38 finishes top 3 today. I think he had that much speed. I think he had more speed than the 34. I really do. And that kind of speed is going to be very important in the coming weeks, months, running towards the end of the season. The speed's there, the results can show up after the fact. So looking at some of the other parts of it, I mean, that first stage too, absolutely bonkers start to the first stage, right? You had that issue. You had him blaming NASCAR on the radio. You had Caden Honeycutt with issues. Crafton had tire issues. Matt Mills as well. Like you had just a rash of tire issues. And this was, I think, really, old pavement Darlington coming up. The lady in black was not having it today. She did not take any prisoners in this race. And we saw it throughout the day too, with the amount of tire issues, guys getting in the wall with their Darlington stripes. Like, this track is weathered in age. This track, I think surface is 18 years old now. It was the first race on the repave, I think, was 2007. It might have been 06. I think it was 07. Y'all can tell me in the chat. You'll probably know more than me, or at least be able to find it quicker than me at this point. This is Darlington. This was, in my opinion, a really fun Darlington race. So as we get through talking 2008 it was. Okay. So it's 17 years old, I believe. So either way, it is an old ass surface. And we saw it come up and bite people. Majeski had a tire flat during the race. On top of Riggs, Heim had tire issues. And it's not like it's a 08 Brickyard or a Spring Bristol last year where it's just a weird, thing that pops up. This was real tire wear. Drivers having to take care of their equipment, take care of their tires, take care of their stuff. I love that. I absolutely love it. I personally give this race about a 9 out of 10 for truck standards. And I know I forgot to ask you, so let me know in the chat, like, out of 10 for a truck race, what would you give this? I'd give it a 9. Other than I believe it was in the final stage, I think final stage or stage 2, I think one or the other, Honeycutt self-clearing and having that crash. It was a pretty clean day. The best drivers were the ones who rose to the occasion. And you saw the way that it finished out. I mean, so I'm already seeing 5 out of 10. I don't know what more from a Darlington race you could want. It was good racing, good finishes, good finish for the most part. It wasn't like a barn burner or 03 race, but I thought this was really good. I mean, 9 out of 10 people just giving the Heim tax. I see Ant out of 10, 8.56, 7, 9.3, 8. If it went green, 10 out of 10. Last caution sucked. I don't know, other than an awesome, crazy all-timer finish. I'll be honest, I don't know what more we would want from a truck race. Remember, this is a truck race. This is not a Cup or Xfinity race where we expect better racing or the drivers should be better. One caution for, incident and then a flat tire. For a truck race, to me, that is I think the best we could ask for. By the way, I know I talked about it last week. I was going to do a truck video. It got pushed to this week coming up. So keep an eye out for that, for the state of the trucks. Don't get me wrong. I think if the Xfinity guys were racing here today or tonight, it'd be a better race. It'll be fun in Portland. Maybe for second, just because Connor Zilich is racing. Of course, he's hurt, so maybe that'll hold him back a little bit for people. And the Southern 500 for the Cup Series ends up being better than the spring race usually. So I'm hopeful. I'm not cautiously optimistic. I'm just hopeful that we have a better race. We've had 2 in a row of some pretty good Cup races. So Darlington can deliver, especially the Southern 500. Of course, in this, Heim and Riggs, they won the stages, flip-flop spots. So no matter what, if Heim doesn't win, if Riggs ends up was what happened to him, it's still a good points day. I don't know if they have the points up still. I'm like probably a minute or 2 behind or 30 seconds behind. I don't think they've shown the points yet, which is insane. You want playoffs so goddamn bad, but you won't show who the hell is where. Like, come on, guys, stop foxing this thing. But Heim is locked into the next round, and he's got 5 playoff points from the win. He's got another one from the stage. He was already plus 61, and it was pretty close. He's probably going to be something like by the end of this round, like plus 70 or some crazy ass number like that. It's going to be like, you just need to start Talladega and you're locked in kind of thing, if he doesn't win already before that. The first stage was crazy. Second stage was pretty chalk normal. We knew what we were getting. It was sort of get into a rhythm Darlington, which is Darlington. That is Darlington. That is how you survive this race. And then it was just a battle. I mean, it was a battle between the 34 and the 11. It was the 2 best drivers out there this year. the up and comer, the established truck veteran that probably is long overdue to move up series, and they put on a great show. Unfortunately, again, with I think it was like 20 to go, Heim has that flat, and then the caution comes out for Honeycutt. So it was only one caution outside the stages. And that's unfortunate because I think that had the tire not went down, because I think that's why Heim caught him so early in the run. Had the tire not went down, I really think that the 34 burns him off and the 11 probably catches him back up. It happened in the first stage. It was a little vice versa before, but adjustments and all of that. I would have loved to have seen the finish between the two of them. I really, really would have loved seeing that. But, that's racing. You always have it play out perfectly, unfortunately. I would have loved it too. I'm just saying right now, I would have loved seeing what Lane Riggs had with the most worn out his tires would be all day. Heim getting, I would argue better, but him having some tire issues at points, that cat and mouse game. I will say this, and granted the caution would have diminished this to nothing. I'm surprised nobody, especially in the playoff side of it, actually decided to pit in that final run and decided to maybe try their luck on fresh tires and make up a ton of ground. But I think they're probably thinking it's a truck series. There's going to be a caution. And to be fair, if that's what they were thinking, they were right. And if, especially as playoff guys, if they're going for wins, I know points are big, but wins, that's all they talk about. If you're going for wins, then you're probably not going to catch up being as fast as those other guys were and as far as they got out ahead. I mean, by the end of most stages, it was like maybe a half second to a second between the two leaders, 5 seconds back to third, and like 12 seconds back to fourth. So it wasn't like it was as close of a field as usual. I'm amazed at this point. No, I'm amazed, and this is so true. You're battling Darlington more than the drivers, and that's what makes this track so fun, and why the drivers love this track. It is a driver's racetrack. I'm just amazed that Fox has not plastered the points anywhere. I bet you I could go on Twitter and find the points quicker, which is kind of crazy to me. Unless like maybe somebody, I don't know if they put them up before the end of the broadcast on Twitter. Somebody tag me because I actually want to see who's running where this far in, but I don't think we are. I don't think so. Have we seen him? I would like to go through the points before the end of it, because I guess we can do our super chat cooldown lap before and give them a little extra time to go. But yeah, Timmy Hill being interviewed. Hell yeah. I love that. Darlington is this place too that it opens up to these underdog drivers, these guys who are more talented than their cars, and trucks too, coming up and having good finishes. Look back, I think 2008, Travis Quapple in the dying death throes of Yates came up for a top 10. And I get, man, shorter field or things like that, or, there's not cup guys coming in, but there weren't really that many cup guys coming in for most of the year, like one or two a race, maybe. I don't think many of the Xfinity guys were going to be there this race. Timmy Hill got a top 10, and it is fully deserved. And I don't want any negative Nancy's in there discrediting it, because he probably has to drive twice as hard to get half as far as some of these really good drivers he's racing around. I mean, looking at the finishing order down below, I have my notes on it. I mean, the guys that he finished around today, Day, Garcia, Rhodes, right behind Ankrum and Gray, like those are guys with way more funding, way more money and assets than he has. And that I think only deserves to be praised at this point. That I don't want any negative Nancy's, because I know there's most of us are all happy, but there's always that one person that's just an ass. Don't be an ass, people. Like, have fun with it. It's a really cool moment. I guess go to super chat cooldown lap before we get the points at this rate. I'm amazed. Again, they keep pushing playoffs in our faces all the time, but they won't show us who's running where. Fox gonna Fox. First one from Roddy Diecast saying the fact Heim probably won't be featured next year. Is that what you mean? Or be in the truck series? Is crazy. Full time won't be full time next year, I think is what you mean. Yeah. he deserves to be pushed up at least to a good Xfinity ride. Full time. Okay. Sorry. Usually when I put full time, I capitalize it, and that's how I know. So my bad. Full time. Yeah. I don't get it. Like who did he piss off too much? I think we know the answer, but it'd be fun if someone said something as to why he didn't get moved up. He's got sponsorship. He's got the accolades in the lower series. There's no reason he shouldn't be moved up. Let's see. Cordurocal says, not here for the winner, here for the intimidator. Yes, I love that. I love that name, and it stuck for a long time. I remember trended on Twitter during the iRacing stuff during COVID when he ran really well. The Intimidator. And left another one here saying, great year for fans. We had Gordon in an IROC car, Junior in the 8, Biffle in ARCA, Casey in Xfinity, Bain in trucks, Harvick in the late model. What's next? We had a Jimmy Johnson top 5 finish. Tell you what, all of us that are stuck in the 2000s, we've had our moments this year. Young Money left a couple saying that race was so bad. Thank God I missed 95% of the race. Also, all of Heim's wins are going to be meaningless if he chokes championship. I'm sorry. I disagree fully. That I don't think that was a bad race. Sorry. I disagree. And to be honest, Heim wouldn't be winning all these races if he was in other teams' equipment. He's the only good driver. He's the only good driver at Tricon Garage. Well, I feel like you're kind of fighting your own battles here back and forth, because I think he would maybe not as many just because the team gels with him and stuff, but I think he'd be winning a lot of them, and I don't think this team is running at all really that good. Yeah, by the way, we'll be doing Xfinity later tonight post race, and then pre and post race for the Southern 500 tomorrow. So just letting you know, for everybody out there. Let's see. JQ's 98 for 10 says playoff format idea. Cup top 10 in points with 6 wild cards. Seeding with playoff points. O'Reilly truck 2 wild cards with top 10 in points. No win and advance in playoffs, all based off playoff points. I think too, it would be better. It would reward consistency. But hey, they finally showed the points. How about that shit, man? But I would say the qualification of 10 and then 6 wild cards of the best winners, and then if points otherwise, like whoever's the best in points, I think that would be a lot better. It would reward winning and still have those crazy winners come up, but you wouldn't be kicking out deserving drivers on a near yearly basis. So, I think that would be better. I think 16 is too many, but if we have to stick at 16, I think this is probably honestly the best way to do it. I don't want playoffs in the lower series. I think maybe 10 and 2, like you said, for O'Reilly Xfinity, sure. Trucks, I don't think truck needs a playoff. I think that, I think it's too much of a developmental series that we don't need to muddy it up with playoffs and having these young drivers do really dumb things. Of course, we all know I sit on the full season points bandwagon, and I know Christopher Bell does too now. Let's go look at the points as we go, and I'll type them down on the bottom and let you know how they go. But Corey Heim gets the win, so he is in the next round. Lane Riggs plus 38. Daniel Hemrick is now in third. He is plus 33. After that, in fourth, we have Enfinger, who is in the fourth spot plus 30. So another great day for him. Fifth is Ankrum. He is plus 22. After that, Majeski has a little bit of ground now, plus 16, a little bit of a buffer heading on into Bristol, I believe, is the Truck Series next race. In the seventh spot, and how about this? Friend of the channel, Raja Karuth, who is plus 4 in as we run, and Jake Garcia is plus 2, meaning that Chandler Smith is the first one out after being way up there, minus 2. And then in last in the 52 in place for Stuart Friesen is Caden Honeycutt. Let me know if I misspelled anyone's names, but for anyone coming in, those are the point standings. Still really close. It's bound to be close. Lane Riggs, Daniel Hemrick, Grant Enfinger, and Tyler Ankrum. And honestly, I would say Majeski, I think with no mistakes at Bristol, and I think New Hampshire is right after that. Such a weird setup for the schedule compared to years past. I think they'll be good to go. I think those tracks line up really well, especially for Riggs, Hemrick, and Enfinger and Majeski. Ankrum, I'm questioning a little bit, but I think that, again, as long as he stays out of trouble, he should be fine. I think the battle is between Raja, Garcia, Smith, and Honeycutt. They're separated by 11 points from 7th to 10th, and I don't think that, I don't think the others are going to fall out without some major issue, personally. But you know what? I've said that before, and I've seen crazier fall offs. Doesn't matter to Heim. He has won 3 of the last 4 and is just on a freaking tear. But the rest of the way of this round, we have, or no, not 3 of the last 4, 4 of the last 5, because NASCAR.com hasn't updated yet. So we got Bristol coming up, New Hampshire. And then the next round is the Roval, Dega, Martinsville. Knowing the truck series and the pure chaos of the Roval, of Martinsville with the trucks, and of Talladega in general, maybe Heim does fall out. It'd be a shame. But yeah, that was, I think, honestly, a pretty fun, pretty decent race. And I had a lot of fun with it. So we'll be live later tonight after the Xfinity race. And I will see you then. So till then, have a good one. Have a good afternoon all. Bye.